10p?
It's inflation, isn't it? I can't help it.
You know what you can do, don't you?
All right, 5 then.
Tip this guy out of here, or I'll warm you from the backside. Mind, love. Ta. Flipping kids.
They're a plague, them kids. They want throttling.
They want to do away with Guy Fawkes.
They did.
I never heard about it. They're always talking about it, but they do now.
He was hanged, drawn and quartered, was Guy Fawkes, about 1,000 years ago. And the bits that they had left, they either burned it or stuck it up on railings. Oh, they did away with him, definitely.
You're still a sort of little self, aren't you?
Well, you know me, Stan. Always cheerful. Even if it is the 3rd time in a row I've had to change my night off. I mean, what does it matter? I have no social life, so to speak of. My life revolves around this pub. It's just a living death to me any time I'm not behind this bar. Oh, aye.
I'm sorry, Miss Lynch. I didn't realise it was such a great inconvenience. Now, merely say the word and I'll cancel all my arrangements. I'll put Mr. Beaumont off. You only have to say the word. And how are you, Mr. Ogden? Feeling quite well, I hope. Now, I must inform all my long-lost relatives, high or low, that if they want to look me up, they must suit a time that will be right for the convenience of my staff. I'll put it in the paper. I'll take half a page.
All right, Mrs. Walker. Have a nice time, won't you?
As long as I have your blessing, Miss Lynch. Bye, Eck. It's a good job I know where to look, isn't it?
You're looking to find me. I've just come in.
They've only just opened.
Cough, cough. You've not bought anything from Marianne's Fashions by any chance, have you, Hilda?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
I bet you wouldn't show us what it was, even if we twisted your arm.
Oh, well, it's only a little dress, not special, you know. I just happen to have some spare cash.
Go on, then.
It's for winning the competition, you know, the second honeymoon prize.
Tell me, Hilda, do you think it's going to be any better second time round?
Well, how would I know? First time round with the biggest non-event in history, and second looks like going same road. Although, mind you, I did get a bit of brass with this one.
That was spending money.
Correct, so I've spent it.
Hey, Hilda, that's a very nice frock, is that?
Well, of course it's a very nice frock.
No, what I mean is, who helped you to buy it?
What do you mean?
I keep telling people you get some smashing bargains at that thrift shop. No, honestly, Hilda, it's lovely.
Let's just leave a bad pub where a man can get a quiet drink, not Miami modes. Take it home.
I want £1 off you.
What?
For the chippy.
You had 25 quid in your purse.
I had more than 25 quid, but not for your tea.
Oh, well, it's worth it. Get rid of you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Got a very gracious way with him, I'll stand.
Marvellous, isn't it? She goes around in posh frocks. I've come down to chip butties.
Chip butties, you love them. They caviar to you.
Caviar would be wasted on you.
Yeah, so will that frock.
Hiya.
Hi.
Oh, it's all right, love. I'll shift it. Just give me a minute, will you?
I didn't say no.
Is there a cup of tea?
No, you'll have to put kettle on.
Ooh. Do you ever have it, your hands like go all numb?
Circulation, that.
Right. Been like that all day. They look like bits of potato.
I've got doctor.
Well, if they go dead all the way up to the elbow, happen I will. Fancy a cup? Hey? I said you fancy a cup.
Flaming thing.
Hey. What's that about?
Well, why won't it go right?
Mind your finger with that needle. Now what they do to you, eh?
I'm sorry, Ray. Just go away a minute.
How can I go away?
Just go and make your cup of tea. It's all right.
It's not all right, is it, love? Now, come on, tell me. Why do you feel like this?
Oh, it isn't anything.
Oh, don't be daft.
Not
come on.
being daft.
Well, what's the matter?
Nothing. Just go and make your cup of tea.
Now, look. You've been like this for... Well, it's going on, love. It's time you went to see the doctor.
Okay. I don't think I've got you anything in for your tea. Will you go round to Rena's?
Okay, but see the doctor, will you? He'll just give you a little pill and everything will be fine.
I'm all right, love. I'm not going round with flaming pills up to here like a junkie. It's that bloke, innit?
He's the one who's funny in the head. He's the one who wants to see the doctor.
Yeah, well, that he will, but you can't let it ruin your life, love. In fact, I sometimes wonder if in some ways you haven't turned against me.
Oh, I can't explain it, but it's not that.
Well, it works out like that, doesn't it? In some ways.
I don't think you could ever understand unless it happened to you. Of course, it's not going to, is it? Because you're a fella.
Well, I'll have to look after myself, that's all. Mrs. W's off on the razzle.
Oh, with a posh friend.
Aye, we're in marine insurance, you know.
Oh, yes, I know. She wasn't in all that long, but I know enough about him to write a book. He's one of the Beaumonts.
Off Clitheroe.
Ravioli.
Just the job, really.
It's wonderful, isn't it, ravioli? It comes all complete in tin, a bit like baked beans, only not as boring.
I like it.
Well, of course, mind you, Archie Beamish was a fella.
Archie what?
Well, you've never heard of Archie Beamish? Oh, he was very well known round here. Kids at street used to sing a song about Archie Beamish, you know. I reckon he was the only fella that had a name that would rhyme with squeamish. But he was well known as a domino player.
Hey, well, you must be going back a bit, though.
Oh, I am. I'm going back into legends now.
Hey, fancy a game tonight?
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Right, I'll be there.
Righto. Well, up now Ken's doing notes, so we'll make a four.
You're on.
See you.
Come on.
Because, mind you, our Ken isn't what is exactly known as an educated domino player. Well, don't let me stand in your way.
Oh, you're not holding me up. Carry on.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm here all night.
Well, isn't that what you want, Albert?
No, I never followed you in.
I followed you in.
Well, you great big daft lump.
Oh, you have some room to talk. Sorry about that, love.
Right.
Sorry, love.
Okay.
After you, Albert.
I can play dominoes, you know.
We've already got a four.
Just thought I'd go through and put myself a tin or something on, Mrs. Walker.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you not make up your mind?
Now, you're a man, Fred.
Like to think so.
Well, which?
Well, as you say, I'm a man. Both suit me.
You don't think they're a little on the formal side?
Well, no, as I say, either.
You know, Fred, my entire wardrobe, such as it is, tends to the formal. Maybe too much.
Well, if you ever go to meet Her Majesty, you won't be scruffy.
No. You see, what it is really is the aftermath.
The aftermath? I thought that was an Irish boozer on a Sunday morning.
It's the result of my term of office, you see, when I had to have a new outfit for every day of the week of the month, practically.
Well, you would, Mrs. Walker.
But now, of course, you see that I'm free of that responsibility, thankfully, well. I don't want to go everywhere looking like a lady mayoress.
Oh, I'm sure you don't, Mrs. Walker.
But I do want to put Charles at his ease.
I'm sure you do, Mrs. Walker.
Well, seeing my prince as Miss Lady's white stallion again, I think he'd go to badminton.
Oh, aye.
Well, your Deirdre used to go, didn't she? You think she'll fancy it tonight?
To be honest with you, I doubt it. On the other hand, yeah. Might be a good idea. She's been a bit low lately. On your way, call in.
Oh, right, I will. Second honeymoon? Second Battle of Alamein, more like.
I didn't like that crack in the Rovers either.
What crack in the
Of
Rovers?
the honeymoon. Biggest non-event in history, you said.
Oh, did I?
I want to know what you mean.
Well, I'm not far wrong, am I? 48 hours you had, and you spent most of them falling over. We never even had an honeymoon.
That's not the idea you gave them.
What idea did I give them?
You know perfectly well.
Oh, don't be so touchy.
Touchy? I'm not touchy. Many a man will clip you around the ear hole for that crack, I'll tell you.
Oh, would they?
Yeah, and that thing, too. I don't mind to throw in the dustbins or waste some money.
You arm that frock and I'll take that poker and separate your ears.
I don't care. I want my tea on that table and I want it now.
Well, you know where it is, in the kitchen. I've had mine. I'm fed up running round skivvying for you, Stanley Upton, and I tell you this, if I have to go on that second honeymoon on my own, it's divorce next stop.
Divorce first stop? What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about it. I'm telling you.
Well, I'd say the lady was comfortably ahead on points.
She has been for 30 years. Mind you, he could always connect, you know, with a lucky punch. It all adds to the interest.
Regular fixture, is it?
When I bought this shop, they came in as part of the fittings and goodwill.
As a plus or a minus?
Plus, definitely. They're very good for trade. There's a lot of my customers would rather listen to that than go and watch wrestling at Bellevue. It's 25p if you want to stop, you know.
Oh, well, it'll have to be some other time, I'm afraid. No, actually, I just came in for a box of chocolates.
Who's the lucky lady?
Oh, not a lucky lady, really. Just that she's been very kind to me. Your neighbour, as a matter of fact, the lady who runs a business at the other end of the street.
Ah, thought it might be.
Oh, really?
Well, let's say you can't walk down this street without your comings and goings going on record.
I see. Well, in that case, perhaps you can tell me the sort of chocolate she likes.
Are you asking my advice?
I am. You were saying?
Well, I'd forget the chocolates. Hello, Al. I would, really.
Is she not fond?
Too fond, like us all. But I do happen to know that she got a very lovely box of chocolates from his son last week. Didn't she, Alf? Mrs. Walker?
Aye, kittens up box, everything.
You see, it's that bottom layer. It's nothing but temptation when you're watching your weight.
I see. Well, in that case, perhaps you could suggest an alternative.
Well, she's quite a connoisseur of wine.
Well, that's surely verging on Coles to Newcastle, isn't it?
Oh, no, I mean the decent stuff. I mean, she only sells cheap plonk. And now she wouldn't mind me saying that.
Oh, no.
Well, what do you suggest? I'm entirely in your hands.
Well, there's a very good bottle of Italian wine here, isn't there, Alf? And then this French one. This has got a posh label. It's £2.37.
That sounds splendid.
Take it?
Yeah, I've tried that myself. It's very good. We've not been in trouble with greenfly since.
Don't be daft. This is vintage wine, this.
I'm sorry. You'll have to put it back on the shelf. I've not got it on me. Very embarrassing, isn't it?
Oh, I've done that many a time. Come out, we out, you know.
Well, I could take a cheque.
I've not even got my checkbook. I'm wearing the wrong suit.
Well, I can take Mrs. Walker's recommendation. Let's put it this way. You'll not be the only one settling up with me on Friday. There'll be plenty more.
That really is very civil of you. Thank you very much. And I'll settle with you before Friday. Good morning.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Goodbye.
Just imagine Annie Walker's face if I told her that a genuine Beaumont of Clitheroe had come into my shop and nailed it that I started us late.
Hey, don't ever tell her.
No.
Well, that's it then, isn't it, Albert? Well, go on, it's all you can do, isn't it?
Look, we'll have no barracking from spectators.
Thank you very much.
Loser getting him in?
No, I better get him.
No, I'll get him. He'll not talk to me otherwise.
Oh,
Well, here I am, larger than life. Only slightly, despite the diet, but still I'm trying. Now, if any gentleman can raise a nice smile and the price of a gin and tonic, I am ready for a good time. No takers.
I know just how you feel, kid. Gin and tea.
Yeah, only I can't afford it.
Hey, look, I'd have taken you out on town, you know, showing you the bright lights and everything. But it's be domino night.
Thank you, Sir Galahad.
It's for sick or something to do, really.
I don't fancy it, Reen.
Oh, you will when you get there. They're a funny lot, aren't they?
Come on, love, why not?
Because I don't feel like it, that's why not.
Well, it's when you don't feel like it that you enjoy it the most. You get sluggish and then you don't feel like anything.
I don't feel sluggish.
Just thought you'd enjoy it, that's all.
Everybody wants me to do something.
What's up, love? It's only your company I'm asking for. Okay.
I'm sorry, Reen. I just don't feel up to it.
Well, it's up to you. Anyway, I'm best be getting off, though. I don't want to be running, not in this lot. I'm dressed, you see, for afterwards to keep warm. It's all right, this badminton lark, but after it you sweat. Then you catch pneumonia, and on way home you die.
Aye, I don't know how to do it, you know.
Hey, she wants cheering up, doesn't she?
You could say.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. You didn't have to snap her head off.
No.
You know you've not been out of this house for 2 days.
There's been nowhere in particular I felt like going.
Yeah, well, it's not doing you any good. Tomorrow you're coming with me. You're coming to work.
Oh, don't be daft, Ray.
I'm serious.
What about Tracy?
Bring her with you.
Oh, yeah, put the playpen up in the yard. Leonard loved that.
Len can lump it. Penny Road. He's not going to be there. Come on, what do you say?
All right, love. All right.
know what I mean? I can't put it across, but you see my point, don't you?
Well, to tell you the truth, Stanley, no. I mean, why can't you go on a second honeymoon? It won't cost you anything.
Well, I'd fit the book, wouldn't I?
I don't see why.
Well, in those posh hotels, you know.
5-star treatment doesn't suit you, eh?
Well, it's all right for them as likes it. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean, don't you?
Come on, Kenneth, we're waiting for you. I know you've got a fight.
All that malarkey, they put a bowl down and no spoon, then half a dozen forks, and stand and watch you make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, you're right there, Stanley, about all that malarkey. That's just to put down the working class.
That's what I'm saying, isn't it?
Yes, there's a lot of truth in what you say there, Frederick.
Man, you the women folk, they're different. They take it seriously, you know. Now, Mrs. Walker, she's going out tonight. There'll be all them waiters doing that pommy flip bit and that, you know. She'll be chucked as little mint balls.
Hey, are you playing or not?
You've got to humour them, you see. I'm knocking, anyway. Yeah, mate.
Come on, you'll get that.
Hello, Cop. I'll tell you here.
Thank you.
Hey, see that fella there?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I bet he knows those forks.
Oh, no danger.
Charles, I'm so sorry. Bert shouldn't have left you standing here. Bert, why didn't you bring Mr. Beaumont through?
I thought you might have been in your underskirt.
And it's perfectly all right. It'd be a very strange man who objected to standing in this bar, especially with such pleasant company.
Nevertheless, come through for a glass of sherry.
So, Anne, I'm beginning to think you're ashamed of me. You trying to hide me from your friends.
As if.
It was Cousin Edward who was the black sheep, you know. Yes, we do have a black sheep.
I don't remember Cousin Edward.
Very conveniently forgotten his Cousin Edward. He was hanged.
He was not hanged, Charles.
Well, he should have been. He defrauded people out of millions. Dollars, that is, not pounds. And even then, I think they exaggerate. Anyway, this was a long time ago in Canada. The Mounties got him in the end.
I think you're making all this up.
Come on, now introduce me to your friends.
Well, I think I can class myself as that, can't I, Annie? We have met. Alf Roberts.
Mr. Roberts is on the council.
Hey, don't drag up all my crimes, Annie.
He was the last mayor of Weatherfield. Never be another.
Really?
Annie was my murderess.
She was... You never mentioned this.
Yeah, she wouldn't have taken long.
And this is Mr. Tetlock, our senior comedian.
I'm delighted to meet you, although I've got no claim to fame.
Oh, Vimy Ridge and the military medal, that's fame enough.
How do you do, Mr. Tatlock?
I still keep living.
You seem to be doing very well. Lancashire Fusiliers, was it?
Ah, that's right. You know, you settled an argument for us.
I have?
Yeah, you proved the Beaumonts of Clitheroe do exist. Some of us began to have doubts, you know. We thought you were like unicorns.
Horribly real, I'm afraid, and a great many of us.
And this is our local intellectual, Kenneth Barlow.
Oh, that just means that I can spell around here. How do you do?
Great pleasure to meet you.
And Fred, you have met.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Bob. But I've not been introduced to this lady.
Oh, well now, this is a very old friend. A very old friend indeed.
Steady on, Chuck.
Mrs. Howard, Charles.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, this is all extremely pleasant, but I think we get on a lot better with a drink in our hands.
No. Bert, please see that everybody has a drink.
Right.
Have you lost something?
No, it's quite all right.
What is it, Charles?
I've got a pair of glasses. I only use them for reading.
A number of times I mislay my reading glasses. You see, if I wore them all the time, it would be all right. I'd wear them on a ribbon round my neck, but I don't. That reminds me of something I must see to. Will you excuse me?
So, Mrs. Walker, does the rounding close down?
Unfortunately, yes. Oh, and afterwards, ask Mr. Beaumont to come through, will you, dear? Right. Oh, yes, and ask Ken and Alf as well. But nobody else.
I know what you mean.
Really, you don't say?
Oh, yes, born and bred.
You know, I would never have taken you for a native of these parts, never.
They'll come looking for us. Watch out. There's two of them. I want that blonde alive.
What's happened to the Rovers, then? It's fallen down, or what?
It's all right, this.
It's rubbish.
Nobody in the road, and he's doing a big act. She makes me sick.
Well, get down to the Flying Horse, then. You got all your pals down there, all your cronies.
You got me last quid, haven't you?
There's your change on the mantelpiece. Don't never let it be said I stopped you drinking.
All right. I'll go on this honeymoon if you want me.
Oh, it doesn't matter to me, one way or the other. I mean, what's the point of going? You've got about as much romance in you as, I don't know, Tommy Deakin's donkey.
Well, it's 30 years, isn't it?
You do realise it could be another 30 year and all?
I thought you were going to divorce me.
Don't suppose they'd let me. Don't suppose they'd want you let loose on the world without a keeper.
Were you gonna die alone?
Are we going on this do?
All right, Stanley. But just promise me one thing. Even if you can't work up any romance, at least keep sober this time, eh?
Angelize his mind, huh?
Now I'll show you something. Now, it's going back a few years, but do you know who that is on the left?
Hey, it's not...
It is, you know. Do you remember that?
Sissy and I and your mother's back gone. Wherever did you find it?
Oh, I've had it for years. One of the first snaps I ever took. Do you remember I had that little box brownie I used to make everybody squint into the sun?
It's very obviously you, Mrs. Walker.
Do you really think so?
Oh, yes, definitely. He's right, you know.
Do you know, I'd rather like a copy.
Well, I'm sure I could get one done for you. Do you know, that seems to me only like yesterday.
Charles, I really think we ought to be going.
What? Oh, you're quite right, yes.
I'll just see that everything's all right with Bet. One must keep the staff happy.
And I must get back to the dominoes, otherwise I'll be in the doghouse.
All right, me and all.
Mr.
Right.
It's a bit embarrassing, but you're a very close friend of Anne's, aren't you?
Oh, aye.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say anything in there, but that business with my specs, I still haven't got my checkbook.
Oh, aye. Hey, would you like to borrow a couple of quid?
Well, it's only just in case we go somewhere where they won't accept credit cards. I mean, I've noticed one or two places around here don't. I mean, I could go back to the hotel, but...
Oh, no,
you
I
know.
think I can float you. How much would you like?
20?
Well, I can manage 15.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Can you suggest anywhere we could eat?
Well, there's a lot of places you'll get out less than 15. Place in Sampson Street. What's it called? The Navona. Very good.
Sampson
mention my
Street.
name when you go in.
Okay.
Ready, Charles?
Oh, I shall be the envy of the town.
Oh.
Albert don't seem very chirpy. Why don't you let him win?
Yeah, I do, but he doesn't know it.
I heard that. You were lucky tonight, that's all.
Drained, it's a game of skill. Oh, good night, Mr. Walker.
Have a nice time.
If you mention my name, we'll make sure you get a good taste.
I think you've clicked there, kid, even if you're only common.
I'd bet he was a bit of a lad in his day and all.
He's still a real live Beaumont, and she's that chuffed with him.
Is it Len you're after?
Aye.
He's gone. Got a call to make in Swinton. How I can do?
Aye, well, just tell Ways and Means is off for tonight, will you?
Ways and Means?
Yeah, committee, you know.
Oh, that one. One where chairman decides there must be some way of screwing the ratepayers and you work out the means to do it.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I'll tell him. Go on, be off to your cushy number.
I better. It's wearing me out watching you work your fingers to the bone. What are you doing, waiting for Christmas?
Same thing without Ollie, the missus.
Oh, good luck. See you.
Here. Deirdre, are you coming or not? It's 9:15, you know. Come on, look at your skates on, will you?
Look, Ray, I don't think I'd better leave her. She's been whinging.
She always has a whinge first thing in the morning.
I don't think I'd better leave her.
Oh, look, lovey, it's agreed, isn't it? You said you'd come back to work just to see. It's all laid on, you know. Emily's waiting. You know how disappointed she'd be if we don't give her Tracy to look after. Probably think we've stopped trusting her again. Come on, love, please. Just for a couple of hours, see how it goes.
Yeah, you take her.
Yeah.
I'll go and get my coat.
Right, get your face on and all.
I'm all right as I am.
What are we going to do with you and Mum, eh? What are we going to do about her? Eh?
Have you taken the mail through yet?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Oh, you're in the right mood today, aren't you? Do you mind if I issue the invitations to come in, Mrs. Ogden? It is my home when all's said and done.
Sorry, just trying to save your vocal cords.
Yes, Elizabeth, some letters for you. Oh, good. Thought the postman was going straight past us this morning. Oh, no, they're rather side of the till. Nothing important, dear, no, nothing. I haven't told you about my delightful evening out, have I? No. Oh, it was charming. A little Italian restaurant in a corner behind the shopping precinct. Do you know, It was amazing. One was whisked away at the opening of a door from Weatherfield into Naples.
My brother were in Naples during war. He said it were dead scruffy.
I was speaking figuratively, Mrs. Ogden. I was talking about the flower-laden, romantic atmosphere of the Mediterranean, not the back streets frequented by the male members of your family.
Well, he said you couldn't get away from him. Dead scruffy.
Yes, well, I'll finish my story, shall I, Mrs. Ogden? And you go on with the dusting.
Yeah, right so. I've heard it.
Oh. We had cannelloni. Oh, as only the Italians can make cannelloni.
Oh, very nice.
And then we had saltim bocca. Oh, that's veal, you know.
No, I didn't, as a matter of fact.
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm quite au fait with Italian cuisine. Not that I needed to be with Charles there. He has a way with words in any language. But what really made the occasion, dear, was the service. Nothing whatever can take the place of good service. And Italian waiters are so attentive.
Did you get your bottom pinched?
No, and as it happened, I was sitting down, or perhaps I might have been favoured.
They're renowned for it, them Italians, you know.
And then I rang Charles back home to the Midlands. Secretly, I was hoping that he might have asked me in for a drink. Oh, but it was late and we were both tired. Rather nice in there. And one normally can find one or two celebrities at that time of night.
Oh, if you had gone in, there'd have been you and him, wouldn't there?
Oh, what a nice thing to say.
Me and Stan's going to a 5-star hotel.
Yes, we do know, Mrs. Ogden. You have informed us.
Yes, once every quarter of an hour.
Well, I'm only human.
I'm saying nought.
Look, it were a game of skill winning that competition, you know. You'd have never stopped if you'd have won it.
Ladies, please. Do you think upstairs, Mrs. Ogden?
Still, as Stan said in bed last night, it's no real treat for us going on a second honeymoon. We're on honeymoon all the time.
What a delightful thought.
Oh, well, he comes out with all sorts when he's had a few, bless him.
Good morning, Mrs. Ogden. I do hope I didn't frighten you.
Oh, no, it's quite all right, Mr. Beaumont. I don't mind being frightened by you any day of the week. You won't tell me husband, though, will you?
Not a word.
No.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Oh, very well, Charles. Just talking about you. I was telling Elizabeth about our evening out.
Oh, it was rather splendid, wasn't it?
What did I tell you? A way with words. Rather splendid. That's exactly what it was.
Oh.
Mrs. Ogden, I thought you were going upstairs.
Oh, yes, I wasn't I?
Mrs. Ogden?
Yeah?
Your duster.
Oh, yeah, forget me head if it was loose.
A ploy, so that you can come back for it and listen.
And how's Mrs. Turpin this morning? Busy as ever?
Oh, yeah. No rest for the wicked, you know.
Ah. And speaking of the wicked, of which I am one, you mentioned something about a hired car firm. Are they local?
Why do you want to hire a car?
Well, I thought I'd spend the day looking up old friends.
Actually, you don't need a hired car. You're taking the Rover.
Oh, no, I am not. I am hiring a car.
You are taking the Rover.
What do you do with her?
I've never found out.
You do what she tells you to. That's what you do with her.
Very good advice, love.
All right, in that case, I'll take it.
And I'll get back to work. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Oh, Elizabeth,
Yes.
would you ask Fred to pop in?
Yes.
Do you remember Bertie's wedding? And Reg Ferguson getting it firmly fixed in his mind that the reception was at Gisborne. I remember him leaving
You want me, Mrs. Walker?
Just a moment, Fred. Please, Mr. Beaumont is speaking. Do go on, Charles.
No, I was only going to say I remember him leading the convoy from the church. Follow me, he said. I know the way. None of us could understand why he turned left at Blackburn Road instead of right.
It was a very strange day, but then it turned out to be a very strange marriage. Yes, Fred.
Did you say you wanted me, Mrs. Walker?
Oh, yes, yes. Would you bring up, please, a bottle of Amontillado?
Well, there's half a bottle on sideboard.
And there's half a bottle of sherry on the sideboard. What I want is the Amontillado. Only the best is good enough for the Beaumont.
Absolutely.
And right away, please, Fred.
Amontillado. Flipping Beaumonts.
Why don't you bang a few doors?
Oh.
All right.
Yep. What's the matter?
Nothing. Just glad to see you back at work.
How'd it go? He just hasn't made his flaming mind up yet, has he? Me flogging all that way and all. Hello, you're back in the land of the living, are you? How are you? All right?
Yeah, all right.
Hey, by the way, Alf Roberts was looking for you. Ways and Means is off tonight.
Oh, good. Had to do with an early night.
Hello, Fairclough and Langton. Oh, yeah. What is it exactly? Oh, yeah, I see. We'll be around as soon as we can. Yeah, I said as soon as we can. It's around. Number 11 Kitchener Street.
Cremation or burial?
You what?
You made it sound like a flipping funeral parlour. All right. I know she's a bit off colour. But life isn't that bad. Cheer up, love. You're back among the fellas.
Mr. Roberts! I owe you an apology. Never paid you back that money you so kindly lent me.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm sorry, I fully intended going to the bank this morning, but I've been round looking up old chums, and you know how time flies when one's reminiscing?
Yes, I do know.
Anyway, let me buy a drink.
Oh, it's very kind of you.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, Alf, love.
A pint of beer.
Yes. And one for,
Yeah, whatever he has.
Right. You'll be getting yourself talked about, you know.
I can think of nothing more exciting.
My word, you're on good form tonight.
Do you know what I've been in? I've been looking up old friends, and I'll let you into a secret. They all look years older than I do.
Oh, there's nothing better. I know exactly what you mean.
Over here when you got a minute, Fred. Hello. Trying to pinch me staff, eh?
Baldwin, I do apologise. I thought the lady was escorted.
There's your drink.
Oh, thank you very much. Here we are.
No, it's done. It's all right.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Aye.
Excuse me just a moment, will you?
I'm just...
He said that exactly like you, then.
Yeah, too smooth for my liking.
It's not smooth, it's just polite. You don't have to be as common as muck to be attractive, you know.
I know, darling, just filthy rich you do, wouldn't it? Oi, Fred! Get your fat body over here, will you?
You will be in here this evening, will you?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Oh, good, because there's a small matter of, I'm going to the bank this afternoon.
No hurry?
Oh, indeed there is. I wouldn't like you to think I make a habit of that sort of thing, you know.
Oh, Mr. Baldwin, I'm glad I've caught you. Just to let you know, I'll be skipping an evening's cleaning next week. My second honeymoon.
Oh, never mind. It comes to us all, Hilda.
Pardon?
You did say second childhood, didn't you?
I said second honeymoon.
Oh, sorry.
I bet you are.
Hey, Fred! Do you know any pubs round here where you don't have to wait half an hour for a drink?
No, not to serve big mouths like you.
What did you say, mate?
You heard me, Squire.
Oh, Fred, there's really no call.
And you can keep your toffee nose out of it and all.
What on earth is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. I'm sick to the eye teeth of him with his do me this and do me that and him with it. Fetch me this, bring me this and carry me that.
Do you realise you're talking to a member of my family?
Well, you can stick your flaming family and you can stick your pub.
Well, carry on drinking, please. Who's next?
You know these plans are all in metric, don't you?
No good fighting it, son. You'll have to get used to it.
What do we win the flipping war for?
Where were you?
39.37 inches.
39.5 if you're buying, 39 if you're selling.
That's profiteering.
I know, but they'll all be at you, won't they? It's another bit of decimalisation, that. You know, the rich get rich and the poor get poorer.
How long will you be?
Not so long, love. We're just going to size up that Braithwaite job.
And the sooner we get started, the sooner we get back, eh?
You all right?
Hello, Fairclough and Langton.
Could we have the same again, please?
Certainly.
I was just saying to Mrs. Howard, I thought you handled that affair magnificently.
whatever must you think of us? I mean, his behaviour was unforgivable.
Oh, never mind, Anne. One knows things like that don't happen here every day. And don't be too hard on Fred. Obviously, there was something behind it.
Charles always was too soft-hearted.
No, I'm not being soft-hearted. I'm merely trying to be considerate. I mean, as Mrs. Howard said, that sort of behaviour is very uncharacteristic for Mr. G. You must give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, but whatever it was, why did he have to act like that? Why couldn't he discuss his problem? Heaven knows I'm always willing to listen.
Hi.
Go away.
You what?
Go away.
Oh, it's all right.
Go
look.
away, go away!
All right, I'm going. It's okay.
He's a nice enough fella, but there's something about him that says, do not trust him, gentle maiden.
Yes, but would you trust him?
But
he seems quite gentlemanly. You know, he has them nice little ways about him.
Oh, he's full of them, kid.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's got same blood flowing through him as Annie Walker, which is 30% red, 20 white, until the 50% malt vinegar.
At least as a relative, you don't have to be ashamed of.
There's only one sort of relative to have love. That's them that leave you in the will and then have the good sense to kick the bucket, like your Aunt Edie.
Oh, Reet.
Oh, you know I'm right, so stop being so rotten hypocritical. Now, if a fella walked through that door now and said his name was Littlewood, there's only one question I'd ask him. Are you out to do with football pools? And if he said no, I'd tell him to sling his hoop.
She's right, you know, and you should have had a basin full with your Aunt Edie. Never mind the relatives, it's the neighbours that count. That's what Mind you, there are exceptions to the rule, aren't there, Hilda?
Oh, if you say so, yeah.
Oh, I do. Ta-ra, girls.
See you, ta-ra.
You're all very happy this morning.
Well, you know it is, Hilda. There's always something to laugh at.
Oh, very true, that, yeah. Do you know, we've got what they call an infinity in that respect, you and me. Keep each other happy, you know.
Have we?
Oh, yeah. Do you know, she lent me a lovely dress once to go to the Gatsby.
Oh, she's a very generous person.
And I were thinking with, us being of a size like and having the same kind of figure, I was wondering if you had such a thing as a nice dressing gown.
A what?
A dressing gown. You know, to take to the hotel on this second honeymoon. Well, you know how they're always popping in with tea and that.
Well, what do you do now if you're caught in your nightie?
I slip my raincoat on. Mind you can't do that in a posh hotel, can you? Even though it is a very nice raincoat.
Tell you what I do. If I lend you my nice negligee, will you promise me something? Not to let that Len see you in it, because I had it for my honeymoon and you never know what might happen.
Yeah, I promise.
Right, good. Come round tonight, I'll sort it out for you.
Ta. Oh, isn't she good?
Excuse me, Mrs. Walker, but do you happen to have any darts with points on account that they stick in the board a bit easier, if you know what I mean?
I'm afraid those are all we have, Mr. Yates. But you're perfectly entitled to bring your own if you so wish.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Walker. Very kind of you.
Ray! Can I have a word with you?
Colin, what are you doing down this neck of the woods?
That is your wife, is it? You know, who works at your place in the office?
Yeah, why?
Well, I don't know how to put this, really. She is all right, is she?
How do you mean?
Well, I called in earlier on to have a word with you know. And she was on her own. And she kept telling me to go away. Oh, she looked scared stiff, mate. I didn't say anything. I mean, I just said hello and that, and she got very upset, like, so I left. Do you know about it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, that's okay then. I mean, as long as you know about it.
Yeah, she's had a spot of trouble with a kid. You know how it is.
Oh, well, I don't, but I've been told, like. Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay then. Anyway, I'll tell you what it was I wanted.
Well, can you give us a ring, Colin? I'm a bit pushed. Glenn, forget the drink, will you? Deirdre? Will you open the door, love? It's me. Deirdre. It's all right, love. It's all right. I'll take you home.
Yes, Mrs. Walker. What arrangements have we made about Bet, love? Oh, well, she said, would I nip down to the corner shop if we wanted her? The phone's on the blink. Well, we shall want this, aren't we? Fred being conspicuous by his absence. Would you go and tell her?
Yeah.
And get me some boiled ham while you're there?
Yes, Mrs. Walker. Do you think you'd let me have the money?
Pay when you come back, love. Well, I'm afraid I'm down to my last 10p. I lent Mr. Beaumont £2, you see, and I've let myself a little bit short.
Mr. Beaumont? When was this?
At dinner time. He left his wallet in the Midland and, well, he wanted some petrol.
Oh. Yes, yes, all right, dear. Take the money out of the float, will you, and let me know how much it is?
Yeah, right.
Good afternoon. I wonder, could you put me through to Mr. Beaumont's room, please? Mr. Charles Beaumont. Thank you. I see. I must have been misinformed. Thank you.
Hello?
I'm in here.
Oh, what an afternoon. Busy, 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 but most enjoyable. You know, I must be getting cynical in my old age. I'd forgotten how pleasant reviving old memories could be. Sherry?
Not for me, thank you.
Ah, I think perhaps I won't either. The sun's not yet over the yardarm anyway.
I want to talk to him.
Well, that's always very pleasant.
Not this time, I'm afraid. Why did you tell me you were staying at the Midland?
I see. Well, I suppose the short answer is that I couldn't afford it and I didn't want to admit it.
Is that why you borrowed money from Elizabeth? You didn't want it for petrol, did you? And you hadn't left your wallet at the hotel or anywhere else. You had it with you, I saw it. Is all the rest lies?
Of course not.
You sure?
Look, Anne, when one's life ceases to have any truth about it, any purpose, then you take to lies. There's something you'll never know, thank God. I mean, you had a good marriage. You've got this place to keep you busy. You'll never know what it's like to sit alone in a rather dreary boarding houses, wondering where it all went wrong, wondering why the dreams didn't come true.
They don't if you sit and wait for them.
No, I've discovered that now.
Why, Charles? Why? You had a good education. Your mother saw to that.
Oh, indeed she did. Far too good. Yes, I was taught to talk authoritatively. Unfortunately, nobody offered me a job where all I had to do was talk. All the posts as ambassadors had been filled.
So what did you do?
I've been a ledger clerk mostly. In a series of rather sleazy offices. Oh, very well-spoken ledger clerk, earning just slightly less than the national average wage.
So you made it up by borrowing from people as badly off as yourself?
Oh, she'd have been paid back.
How, by borrowing from somebody else?
That's how the world gets by.
Not the whole world, Charles. Not our family. I'm sorry to bother you. Bett'll be here in time for opening, and there's your boiled ham. Thank you, dear. She the only one, or are there others?
A few.
I want to know how much. Not who, but how much. And when you've worked it out, I will give you a cheque which you can cash first thing in the morning. And I want everybody paid.
Thank you.
One thing your family background, your education didn't teach you, Charles. You can go away. I have to stay here. And I have a name to keep up. A very good name.